it's like now when I post stuff, it gets fucking recognized. Like my recent long form content got 1.5K, and it's not even been up for 24 hours yet, which is pretty good for a long video.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, damn.
And some of my older long forms have gotten a lot of love as well. So
I think about what the magic is. I don't know. You know, I have a hypothesis that after being exposed
for a while,
just welcoming having a real magician to watch, and I'm sure you'll be welcomed the same way once the algorithm puts you out there.
Yeah, I think like, you know, I think it's similar to TikTok in the way that, I mean, TikTok's obviously faster, but I think it's one of those things. Yeah, once you get a little exposure, assuming that you're putting out quality stuff, like you're saying, you just start to snowball hell quick. It's just getting that initial traction is fucking hard.
Well, listen, I've seen you post more shorts in the last month than you had previously, so maybe the algorithm is noticing that and saying, "Oh, this guy's on board for the shorts. Let's give him some more views." Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I've started pumping them out. They're not performing like much better than normal though. Like I think they're doing twice as better than normal. Like typically, well, except for that one, that Cups and Balls one.
Look, twice as better is pretty good. Twice as good? That's a lot better.
No, I agree. Like I said, I'm not getting my hopes up that I'm gonna, you know, explode like old mate Doug over here.
I'm gonna get them up for you, and I'll continue my enthusiasm for you over here, and you just keep doing what you do.
And I am happy about the long form content getting more views though. That makes me very happy.
Yeah, and good timing, right? I feel like your spirits needed the boost right when it showed up. So.
Oh yeah, I was starting to get defeated.
Yeah. So let's all remember that.
Remember, they keep going, never fail.
Yeah, keep swimming.
Just
the words of John Cena, never give up.
John Cena! No, you can't see me.
Do we have a John Cena sound? We should have one of those. I would like to request.
No, I'm gonna get that there. I'll see if I can get it now actually while we're chatting.
I would appreciate that 100%.
The test is on to see how fast you can get it. Come on, boy.
Daniel Shields, good evening, or I guess it's morning over there. It's past dinner time for me, but there's a.
I gotta get that sweet sound. Hang on. Yeah. Can you hear that? Could you hear that just then?
No.
Could not.
Okay,
negative.
Good. That's what I want. I don't want you to hear that. So I've got a minute and something to try and...
Yeah, you got to get it into the broadcaster.
John Cena! Yeah.
Or you could plug it in, you could get it onto your phone and then obviously Bluetooth your phone to your broadcaster.
I'm wondering here, I wonder if my sounds work at all. My Stream Deck doesn't even know I'm alive. Let me see. Sounds.
Hey, all right. We got a few people in the house now.
Did I just turn on my shop logo? I sure did. Oops. Is that me? Did I do that?
I can't hear any sounds. What's up, guys? I can see Bob, Scotty Poo, Chris. This is good.
Must be nice, Bob. I'm over here smelling my dinner that I'm not gonna eat because of this podcast.
Oh, shit. Hey, you can eat food. You can eat during it, I'm sure. A bit of ASMR.
I was raised better than that.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can get the sound because I've got this podcast running in the background, so all I can hear is like a lot of noise.
I know it's hard. It's audio. Audio is always hard.
Well, I can't record the sound because obviously the podcast is playing in the background. So. Are we talking about this or this? No, we're talking about John Cena. Dun, dun, dun,
dun. You know, Doug, pay attention to our new intro. Everyone watching, I just touched it up a little bit. Check this out.
Here we go.
They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Yeah, buddy.
look
What'd you think?
You look great in the intro, Doug. You look great in the intro. That's so funny. No, we want to put a clip of you street performing in there, but
I was hoping my face would be imposed on your body doing a backflip. That's what I want. Is that?
That would be gold.
that can be arranged. That can be arranged.
That'd be gold too. I just
TikTok
didn't
you
have
did,
enough
that was-
time to do that.
Well, yeah. Let's make
What
it
is going on,
happen.
guys?
Awesome.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today, well, we're celebrating the success of our boy Doug, who has blown the fuck up on.
You
Man,
say
this
that,
guy
but I'm
is-
celebrating your success, sir. Look,
Yeah,
we're
buddy.
We're both
This
simultaneously
is a little-
experiencing wonderful things.
This is a little bonus episode
you
for
know what,
everyone.
though? On a
because
side
we-
note as well, am I allowed to talk about this, Josh? Am I allowed to talk about the fact that I got offered a thing? You know what? I remember I messaged you about it.
Hold on. Before you
usually-
talk about that, Josh, is this
You-
what is this? It's a bonus episode.
Usually they
Is it-
prefer
is there a
not,
theme?
but I
Is there
guess
a theme?
it doesn't matter. Yeah, so first of all, yeah, real quick. So this is a bonus episode. Obviously, we had our JS Magic episode go out on Tuesday, which has had the most views in a while for an episode, which is awesome. And
It's
we
the
haven't
only
been
one I
live
haven't
for a
heard.
while.
I look forward to listening to that.
Yeah, and because we hadn't been live for a while, so we wanted to say hi to everyone, make sure that
now. How do we
get
see
to go
the
live.
comments?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I can see the comments.
Very
You can't
cool.
see them.
No, you
Nice.
turn them off.
Despite being late for this podcast unintentionally and then having 15 minutes to discuss it, I still have no idea what we're doing here tonight. So, hey, everybody.
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, basically,
All right.
I'll put up the comments as they come in. Chris is like, "Wow, he loved the intro." Scotty laughed, and he goes, "Photo bombing." Scotty P, photo bombing. Doug, love it. Nice. So you guys are.
No,
Thank you for
I'll just watch the live myself.
Thank you for appreciating the fast edit I did this morning, as well as our little logo in the bottom left-hand corner. You know, you're slowly ingraining your way in.
Oh, I'm in there. I'm in the logo.
Yeah, buddy.
Fantastic.
That's it. It's legit.
someone
I
just
don't know
said,
if I like that look. I mean, okay.
Someone just
I'll
said
roll
Jason
with
is
it.
amazing. So
Oh,
that's cool.
nice, nice.
Hell yeah. Massive. Was that Jason Ma? Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
Fantastic.
Anyway, no, we've had a lot going on though. Your boy Jace is finally getting some traction on the YouTubes.
Oh yeah.
And
Well overdue.
Oh, someone said
I mean-
Jason sucks. What the hell?
no, you changed the name of it. It's clever.
I have the power.
I'm woefully underprepared for these types of battles, gentlemen.
You'll be fine. But
Do I
Doug,
need some extra gear?
Doug, you're
Is there
getting
some extra
married.
gear I need to talk shit on the socials while we're on the podcast? Man, I feel left out.
what we need to talk about is the fact that you're getting married, bro. That's happening real soon, right?
I am. You know, here's the exciting thing for that. Wow. I mean, number one, I'm getting married to my soulmate. But Kenner last night messaged me the confirmation tickets for the Copperfield seats. So, hey, center row, like he said, what do you want, front row or back a few? And I'm like, well, what do you? And he said, I suggest back a few. So, how
No,
great is that?
just
Living
to
with
clarify, because there's a little information missing here. I got a message from Doug one point. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning for me. He's like, bro, guess who I'm talking to? And he said, he's like, Chris Kenner messaged me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
That's how
so
cool.
Chris
look,
Kenner had reached
what-
out because he had found out that Doug was going to Vegas.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
That's
Doug's
how
going
cool
to Vegas.
Chris is. Look, you talk about guys that are good guys. It's not like I know Chris. We've never had a deep conversation. We might have said hi online or something, but such a swell guy just out of the blue to just contact me and say, hey, man, would you like to do this? And I'm like, yeah, I think I would.
I would
So,
say that your videos have reached him as well. And he's watched you and thought you were a registered badass.
Yeah.
And he's liked it.
And now
And
you're
now-
gonna get the full VIP experience. I wouldn't be surprised if
Well,
you
look-
end up getting to do the museum tour. You know, he'll
look,
look
as
after
cool
you.
as that would be the great experience for me would be hanging out with Chris because I'm a huge fan of his, have been for 30 years, going before Out of Control was released. I was, he was on my radar with Magic Man Examiner. Do y'all know what that is? Magic Man Examiner.
No, I don't
Magic
know what that is.
magazine. He put out a series of, it was a 1-year project, Magic magazines that him and Homer Leewag put out. And
Wow.
so the only way to get their material back in that day. And yeah, that was a joy.
Man,
That's
Homer
that's where
Leewag. Wow.
that's where Three Fly was originally published in that Magic Man Examiner magazine. Three Fly.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Wow,
I have my
that's
own
awesome.
unique handling of Three Fly. So,
Did-
what's that?
Did you finish that tutorial? It's not up yet, is it?
I haven't yet. No, I'm at the moment. I'm sourcing out all my credits.
Oh, fantastic news!
Yeah. 'Cause there's some parts of it that are just I mean, like a lot of it's. I mean, the trick itself is it's not mine, obviously, but then the handling is mine. But then there are some bits of the handling that are taken or inspired by other versions, and so you know,
Sounds like the way art is made.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, nice.
I gotta make sure I get my credits, or my boy Doug's gonna hit me up with a hate message.
You know, that's not true. That's not true.
I'm joking,
And
I was joking, I was
it's
joking,
almost
I was joking.
unwieldy. You know what I use a lot? If you're not familiar with Conjuring Archive, Dennis Behr's site, Dennis Behr, wonderful card man from Germany. He has an online resource that has every credit out there. So anyone looking for magic credits can take the time to go to a website and type in a couple words.
Mm.
Can you
That's a
put
good
that
one.
in the
Conjuring
can you put that in the
Archive.
thing, Josh? Can you make a little thing and put that down below?
Yeah.
What was it? ConjuringArchive.com or
Yeah, I wish I knew exactly. I have it bookmarked, and he has two different websites. And remember Dennis's name. I wish I had the link right here. I could look it up while we're. chatting,
I
suppose.
remember there being this thing called Ask Alex at one point that had like a it was like a subscription to Ask Alex, and that would tell you like where everything was as well. And the reason why I know that exists is because one day I posted this tutorial on YouTube, and then out of nowhere Justin Miller was coming at me with all of this like BS, just talking shit. And he sends me this like paragraph of different sources of where this thing was published in, which by the way, he was wrong because it wasn't even the same trick. So he was giving me sources for the wrong thing. And then I was like, dude, that's an Ask Alex. I was like, that's an Ask Alex thing, right? Like, I was like, you're sending me this from Ask Alex to try and prove that you know shit. Like,
There we go. ConjuringArchive.com.
there we
Got
go.
it?
Be sure to check it out for all your crediting needs, boys and girls. Now,
Now, Jace, tell us about you bloody blowing up this last couple of days. What's been happening? I've been watching.
36 hours, I would say.
Yeah,
the last
man.
36 hours, I've gained
the hell?
about 4,000 subscribers.
Let's give him some love. Let's give him some love, everybody.
It seems to me you published the perfect storm. You had some Reddit action, then you put the cups on the shorts, and that's a great clip. And
Okay, I can
some
tell you the three things. I can tell you the three things that really pushed my growth.
Great
So the
things.
first one was my boy Doug's Switchblades routine. So Doug gave me permission to use his Switchblades routine, and I did. I made a video and I posted it on TikTok. I posted it on Reddit, and then I posted it on my shorts, right? And that Switchblades routine on Reddit just took on a life of its own. Like it's now just in the internet. It's circulating. It's doing. Apparently, it's on 9gag now. I've never even been on 9gag in my life, but now it's like there. So I get people coming to my channel from like a website that I've never even used, saying like, "Oh, I saw this on 9gag," and it's because I started putting at the end of my videos. I started putting my YouTube handle in there, and then
lesson
so now they're
learned. Do that.
yeah, definitely. Well, I never used to do that, and then I realized how much of my videos are actually going, like they just take their own life. Like I've posted a lot of TikToks where people have been like, "Oh, I saw you on Reddit. You did this trick," and I was like, "I didn't post that on Reddit." Like someone else had just downloaded my video and posted it, and it was going viral, and there was no way of them knowing who I was.
That happened to me as well. That was one of my big growth spurts. So I put a rope routine out. So it ended up on Reddit. That's where Chris Ramsey picked it up from there. And it was before I had allowed any downloadable videos. Someone just had to screen record it and upload it. That's the only way they could have done it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I remember seeing that video too, by the way. I remember seeing that video, and it was like on the Chris Ramsey subreddit. It was killing it. I was like, damn, son. Damn. Dougie's on it too now.
Bob's
Dougie's on
mentioning the
ground.
Switchblades routine as well. I think, if you don't learn it already, if you don't know it already, you're going to have to go here. Conjure.com.
Actually, take that down. You can go there, please do. Actually, I might have it up there, but I filmed that today. It's
you will
going
now.
on my member. Let me do a little promo here. I'm making a membership section for my YouTube channel, and I'm going to have tutorials there. Switchblades will be one of them. It'll be super cheap. I will be selling downloads. Here's what I decided, gentlemen. The downloads I'm selling on Conjure.com. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to compete with the China prices. I'm not going to sell that shit for $9 or $10. I'm going to sell it for $2.99, and if China steals it for $2, I'm going to sell it for $1.98. Screw you, China. Screw the pirates. I'm coming to play
Yeah,
ball.
wow. You know what though? That's
Hardcore,
Hardcore,
value.
baby.
They do magic.
What the hell? Why'd you play the intro again, you twat?
That was my bad. I just got super excited by $1.98.
That was that's a good plan though, but also what a stupid amount of value, dude. Like I'm lucky I got to learn the Switchblades for free, but if you had published that, if you had you have published it, but if you were to like put it on as a downloadable content or whatever, or even if it came with a set of knives and it was like, 80 or $100 to get it with the knives, I would have happily paid that. I'd have been like, hell yeah, this routine's sick.
And I think especially so when it's built to be a worker. This routine was developed to do working out of your pockets, instant reset, no table. So it's got all the qualifications for a working routine. So
after I read your write-up on it,
all right,
I was like, hell yeah, I can use. Actually took them.
Yep.
I took the color changing knives to my gig that I did last week and did them in the hands. Did that routine in the hands. Yeah. It's good. It's a killer.
I'm thinking
love
if
it.
I get a chance to show something to Copperfield, that's probably the trick I'll show him.
Dude, and he'd love it too. I bet you.
Yeah, right?
I'm willing
Something
to bet that
different.
he would commend you for it for sure because it's a great routine. It's probably the first routine that I've learned this year that has instantly become one of my favorites. Where it's like
I've happily found it went right into my repertoire. I had not done that routine for over a decade just because I wasn't happy with the knives I had. But boy, when I got those Regal knives, and now I just love doing it. I'm having a great time.
Shout outs to our boy Regal.
No doubt. Those are beautiful. I really need to get another set before he sells out.
Ah, man, they're all sold out. They're all gone.
Are they now? Are they all gone?
They're all gone.
Sadness. All right.
I know, dude. Because I was going to buy a second set as well, and they're gone.
All right, that's fine. I'll just make sure I snatch up something on eBay when I see it real quick, or get it now.
I'm going to buy. No, I was going to buy your set of. I was going to buy your set of knives.
You're going to buy my set?
Yeah. Is that all right?
No, it's not all right.
As long as you wipe the fingerprints off first.
Joe Mogar makes great knives. I was just not happy. I had a rainbow finish that it was a rainbow knife, so it didn't look like a real thing. So that's the name of that tune. But I could easily go back to Mogar knives. There's something to be said for them in that they're a little bit thinner and more manageable. But man, I like those Regal ones for their.
What about the Scotty York knives? You ever used those?
That was the set I started with, and they rusted.
There's a set on eBay right now for $500.
Yeah, mine rusted.
Wow. Speaking of Regal, did you ever own
those
the
York knives are beautiful. Those are great. A little small, but really good.
Did you ever own the Regal? You bitch. Did you ever own the Regal linking rings? The linking finger rings, rather?
No. Have you?
For a long time, I looked at them because wanting to move into more stage stuff back in the day, I was like, oh, that would be the perfect thing to own. And I knew that,
no doubt.
I knew that Cohen does it in his show. But I ended up going against it because I ended up seeing it like the Illusionists started using it in their tour.
And every other magician started doing it.
No, well, it's not that. It's just that like the Enchantress used it, and I saw them use it on stage, and it just didn't quite hit properly. And then I saw Cohen do it in his show, but to me, that was like the least interesting routine out of all the ones he did. And then I heard that a guy in Vegas does it, like one of the Vegas Strip magicians does it in his full-on show, but he would spend like 2 minutes going around to the audience to physically show them like that the rings are linked. And I was like, it kind of takes away from the magic a little bit, I think, like having to, because it's small,
that's a little
like
bit old
short
school.
around. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but I heard that the
like
Regals are like the
show,
best
it's not too
version.
bad.
Yeah, but I heard like the Regal rings are like the best, one of the best. Like
my
orders.
interest when you said you saw Steve Cohen do it. Where did you see Steve Cohen do it?
Well, I've seen his show in New York.
Fantastic. That's the answer I wanted to hear. How was that experience?
It's the most fooling magic show other than Derek Delgadio show that I've ever seen.
Is it now? Great.
Can I tell you?
Are you gonna go see it?
Can I tell you a story that happened? Like one of the tricks that happened.
Please
Don't
do.
do it because Doug's gonna go see the show.
Well, no, I
But-
I haven't even considered that. I can put it in my mental radar and manifest it, I suppose, but nowhere in my brain do I have an intent to see the show. So, yeah,
So-
please share a moment.
So I'll tell you just two things. One thing is that he did. He the thing he's known for is his Think a Drink with his tea kettle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going into that, I've seen there's a guy in Australia that does that routine called Adam Mata, and I'm aware of how he does his one, right? In regards to like the choices of drinks, like how you get people to name those drinks. But
Okay.
when you go to Steve Cohen's show, mid-show, he asks you to write down your favorite drink, or
Okay.
whatever drink you want. Everyone in the audience, everyone's billets get sent down to the end. They're collected in like a bundle. And for the most part, like there's maybe 30% that I can follow along with, right? I don't know how the liquids change each time, but in regards to like the spectators' choices. So he gets an audience member up. He chooses a couple of drinks out of there, like I think like six drinks. And,
Okay.
And almost every time he will say, okay, so the next one is blah, blah, blah. Okay, who chose this one? And then people put their hand up. Oh, that was mine. Not every time, but a lot of times. And some of the drinks were weird. Like one of them was like a Powerade, and it was like the acai blue Powerade, and he pours out the blue Powerade. So this whole time I'm like, oh, that's super impressive. That's cool. But then the last one that gets chosen is chocolate milk. And chocolate milk is the one that my girlfriend wrote down.
Oh.
And I'm like, there's no fucking way that the last drink in his routine is chocolate milk. But it just so happens to be the one that my girlfriend, who I know can't be a stooge, picked.
Right.
And he gets the spectator to pour it, and he pours out chocolate milk. I drink that chocolate milk, and it's the best tasting damn chocolate milk I've ever had
Really?
in my life.
Wow. So you tasted said milk.
And it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Got
And then
milk.
the other thing that I really appreciated was the fact that he did this one little thing. It wasn't magic, but it was like you could tell he's really crafted this show. So there's a moment in his show where he gets someone to put some cards into their top breast pocket of their suit. But before that happens, the routine before that, he makes a coin vanish. And then, he makes a coin vanish. Then later on in the show, it comes back, but it comes back from inside the guy's suit jacket pocket like this. And then later on, he gets that same person to put the cards inside their pocket. Now, the reason why he does that, and I've spoken to this on Zoom afterwards, is that he does that coin coming out of the pocket just so he knows that their pocket is cut. And it's not going to, like, he's going to go to put the cards in there and it not fit in there.
Right.
Because the time that I went to see the show, the person's pocket it was still stitched. So two things happened. He still made the coin look like it came right out of the pocket, and then he proceeded to stitch the person's pocket back up. And then when the guy went to check, he was surprised himself, because obviously you don't handle your suits much if they're new. And then he
Right.
showed the person in the front row that it was stitched up, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's stitched back up," because they had just seen a coin come out of this pocket.
Right.
So he got an effect out of just the fact that he needs to make sure that later on he can put cards in there. It was like,
Sounds like an experienced magician to me.
yeah. But anyway, there's
Good,
so
Josh,
much
you're
more.
so cute when you get all excited, Josh. Listen
Thanks,
to
bro.
you going on.
It's the best show. And
love it.
there's so many good things in there that I was just fooled by, but there were just two that I'll mention now. But
I
yeah.
love hearing that. I know that he does very well for himself, and I know that a lot of magicians can through good marketing, but I never have heard
Of Steve Cohen and how good he is and how much hair he has.
Yeah.
I know. Crazy. So that's my story. We've got a few comments. Jason needs to do some shell game stuff. Oh, that's a good one. From Bob.
Yeah, Doug, you gonna set me up with them sexy shells? You
Yeah, I'll order some of those. It might not be. I guess like I'm ready
I'm ready to sell all my stuff to you, Jason, but I'm just waiting for you to ask.
on the
All
way.
right. Yep.
So yes, but be patient. Mid-June, okay?
I do need to do some shell stuff. Yeah, I used to do a shell routine when I was a little younger, but I don't know what happened to them. I had these like gold shells. They were terrible. I hated them. But
Someone-
they were.
Somebody asked earlier that we need a Magic Guys drinking game. And I think
Oh,
the
that's easy.
The drinking game should be every time Bob freezes. That's when
His
his
name's
mic
Doug.
cuts
But yeah,
out.
I get you. I get it.
What did I just say?
Am I freezing
Claude and Bob.
excessively
Ah.
tonight?
Not excessively.
you-
It's just every now and again you'll cut out, and then Josh tries to fill in what you're saying because he's a comedian like that.
Yeah, I just want to keep
I-
the show
I-
rolling, you know.
I have a new modem that arrived today. I haven't had time to install it, and if that doesn't work, I'm upgrading my internet service. So I'm working on this if it's an issue on my end. So
Nice.
Well, yeah, that's good. No, I'm waiting for. I'm super excited because once I get down to Sydney, I get NBN, and we went for the fastest. It's going to be a little expensive each month, but it's some fast internet, man. It's like 200 megabytes a second or some crap like that. It's just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
baby.
It's so
outstanding.
fast.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome.
Pretty
Doug-
excited about that.
Doug, how was your Alakazam lecture? I know a couple of our members watched it and talked about it in the Discord a little. Was it
yeah,
good?
I was pretty happy with it. One thing that went wrong, and I'm going to focus on that from my point of view. But aside from that, it was fine. I had one stack.
What went wrong?
deck
Tell me
trick.
what went wrong. What'd you do?
It was a full deck stack, and I lost the whole stack. And it was during a discussion of the Pinky Count. I wanted to talk about this thing, but
Didn't
I was
we,
able to convey the idea.
Doug, didn't we just in a recent jam session learn how to get into stack
What
Yeah,
during a
yeah.
Yeah, in
performance?
14 minutes, a quick 14 minutes stack reset.
Through that, I learned to not go back into stack and to just talk my way out of the situation and do something else.
It's more efficient to just not try and get back in the stack, right? Like,
Hmm.
Jesus,
So, yeah,
Jesus. You know what's going on here, right? Some of my stuff is still going viral on Reddit, so I just get like, it's ridiculous how many emails Reddit sends you when one of your videos gets fucking. Every time someone comments, you get an email.
I guess I need to figure that out because I don't even know how to make a post on Reddit or anything much. I know I tried to post a video one time and then they shamed me. Like, how dare you try to post a video without proper karma or something? I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, you just got to No, we'll talk about it after this, Doug. I'll give you a
Yeah,
hand with it.
yeah.
because,
Train me the ways of the Reddit.
Yeah, it's definitely like Reddit's a funny one though. Like I'm actually growing on Reddit. Funnily enough, I have like 100 and something thousand karma now. So it's like,
Damn.
you know,
You have the. Is it like a social media kind of thing? I mean, is that like
I
you,
think
you
it's-
develop?
it's more like a forum. It's more like a forum. Think of it like a
Yeah.
massive, like it's a forum for all of the internet kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I mean, I pop on
yeah.
occasionally. I just don't understand like.
I think the karma is like you spending time commenting on other people's stuff, liking other people's
Yeah.
stuff, getting your
It's every time you get an upvote versus when you get a downvote. So for example, like so Reddit is like a constant battle. Every time you make a post, people can upvote it or downvote it, right? And it's like a constant battle for anything to happen. So if you post something and then I upvote it, then Josh downvotes it, you're on 0 karma, right? But then if like I downvote it and Josh downvotes it, then you go down to like negative
makes
ones, and
sense.
now you've lost the karma. Yeah, so you've got to try and like make sure that your post. So for example, this is my last lot of posts. So I got 27.3 thousand upvotes on my latest post, and then the one immediately after that got
27,000.
27,000 upvotes. Yeah.
Gee
And then I got
whiz.
10,000 upvotes on the one before that. And then I got
Outstanding.
25.9 thousand upvotes on the one before that. You know, so like my karma is just like really, really fucking high.
Damn.
Which is it just means that when I post somewhere, it's like immediately accepted because
Yeah.
my karma is so high. They pretty much know that the content quality is going to be good based on that.
Interesting. I'm still trying to learn Discord.
Discord's just a chat thing. You don't even need. There's nothing to learn. You just open it and there you go.
I'm learning about a new thing right now called Activity Rank, which is almost kind of like with the Reddit thing where it lets our members know who's like more experienced in the Discord, like who's been helping comment on more stuff and things like that. It's basically a bot that you install. Anyway, yeah. So I did my Cairns gig last week. 2
Nerd.
cool results happened from it. If you'd like to hear it.
It depends on
I know
how long
Jason
you're gonna
doesn't,
tell
but-
this story for.
How much more time do we have to kill?
if you can,
30 minutes?
If you can condense this story down to like a reasonable amount of time, I'm all for it.
Oh, we'll just move
Look,
on.
I'll listen to your sexy voice as long as you want, Josh. Let's hear your tale. Tale of Josh Magician.
Well, I just had two coincidental moments happen. One was that I was doing pneumonicosis, and the night before that, I decided to do card to ceiling in the casino. So there's now a card stuck to the ceiling.
Wow.
I think it was a
In
4.
my mind, that's ballsy.
Yeah, I thought about it. I didn't do it for the first 2 weeks, and now I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So there's a 4 of clubs stuck to the roof. So
So
then
you're
the
going to
next,
ask for forgiveness, not permission. Is that what you're saying here? You didn't ask if you could do it. You just did it.
well, absolutely, and also I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they're not going to ever notice themselves.
I think in the casino they notice when you're throwing stuff towards the ceiling.
It's
I think they might notice that.
Well, they haven't noticed yet. It's been there for an extra. No, it was last week. Yeah, they haven't noticed yet.
Great.
But it's a pretty high roof. Anyway, so the next night, so that was on Friday. Then on Saturday, I'm getting challenged, right? This one guy that has seen me like 2 weeks ago. He brought his whole party of like 20 people to come and watch me, right? Which the casino loved, by the way. But
Sure, right.
so
Yeah.
they're all like 21-year-olds. They're trying to challenge me, and this girl goes, "Oh, can I think of a card and then you put down what you think it is, like before I've said it?" I'm like, "Sure." So that leads me into pneumonicosis. So I've got my decks. I put it on the table. She puts a hand on it, and I say, "Name a card," and she's like, "I try to make it difficult," and she says the 4 of clubs, which
It's on the fucking roof. What?
Which 2 things, thank you, Jason, I put on the roof, obviously, from yesterday, but also I've put the 4 of clubs on top of the deck that she's holding. And when she goes to lift her hand up, the 4 of clubs sticks to her hand. So when she goes like this, all her friends just freak out because they see the 4 of clubs here. And she's like, "What? What?" Like this. And then I say, not only did you pick the 4 of clubs I left on top, it's also the only card on the roof. And that just ended that whole session. And they look up and they see the 4 of clubs that I put on yesterday, obviously.
Bro, how are you going to follow that for the remainder of your gigs there? Like,
Bro, it was
Yeah,
like...
next week, that guy's going
the
to show
manager's
up
going
with
to be like, "Hey, bro, do you remember
60
when you did
people."
that trick? We're going to need you to do that again for the
Dude,
executive."
it was
And you're
just-
like,
It was just
Yeah.
insane. It was insane. And then the other thing that happened, which wasn't as cool, but it was pretty cool. This dad and daughter came up and they were freaking out. It was great. But the girl, she had obviously never seen magic close up before. And any time that a card would change in her hand or whatever, she kept saying to me, "Oh, it must be a digital card." And me and the dad are just laughing because we're like, "What do you mean a digital card?" And she's looking at the card really closely and going, "See how there's like little, lines and stuff?" I'm like, that's just the stock. She's like, "No, it must somehow be a digital card and it can change." Anyway, it occurs to me that in my pocket, I've set up card to phone, which is an actual digital card.
Nice.
So at the very end, I can say to her, "Look, I'll be honest, I do have a digital card, but it's not that one, it's this one." And then I proceed to take her signed card out of the, I go, "This is a digital card for you." And it just completely ended her. She had goosebumps. Her dad's like, "What?" Like they're trying to comprehend what just happened, because I had used what they had said. I just walked out of there like a king. I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah."
Bro,
That's
you
that
are a
place.
king. Oh, wait, Josh. You
Well,
forgot
now I
this. It's your crown, my boy. Put this on. Wear it. Wear it to cover that receding hairline.
It makes you wonder about the point of view from the young, mindset to have these instant answers for our miracles. Oh, it's a digital card. That's how you did that.
Mm.
When is that?
They do say that like magic is going to be obsolete when technology is too damn good. You know what I mean? Like at a certain
I
point,
think they've said that for the duration of magic's existence, but somehow we keep
right,
persevering.
and you know what? I think it's true though. I do think it's still very true. I just don't think that it's going to be in our lifetime. Like I think that we'll be able to conjure up some crazy shit for the next, rest of our lives. But maybe in like 2 more generations, it'll be like, cards that print like that are actually a thing that exists. Like, You just take a card. You're like, what were you thinking of? The Ace of Hearts, and then just program it in or something with your brain, and then changes. You know.
Yeah, or they might
Shouldn't be showing this, by the way. This is a magic gimmick.
they might design something that allows you to like use force to move objects. Like they might just create a thing, you know, that gives you telekinesis.
They might very much so.
If anyone can name that gimmick, that would be a great. We should give away a prize. Someone can name that gimmick.
No, we've got a full thing of magicians that watch this. I'm sure they'll get it. Yeah. Tell you what, if you can name the gimmick and the name of the creator.
That's
so in the comments. So go and hit that, guys. Hit that comment. Share this video. You have a chance to win.
I'll send you a free Svengali deck, the cheapo. I'll send you the cheap Svengali
Sven, a free Svenny, which you can
not the good
which you can apply,
not the bikes.
Which you can apply the lessons of my recent tutorial towards. Doug, how's your how's your dribble fan coming along?
Horribly.
Take a look at it. Come on.
I'm still just trying to get this action right. That's all I do is this still really. Until I'm comfortable with that dribble, I'm not even going to try the fan.
How nice is this deck of cards?
Those are cool.
Yeah.
You get the craziest cards, man. I feel like I'm left out of the card game. But
Jace, you got to show you got to show him that other deck you showed us at the start.
The naked ones? I already showed him.
No, but you haven't shown our viewers. I love how you just say the ending to what I'm trying to elude you to start talking about. You're like, the naked ones.
Look at this, ready? Yeah, they're like like naked. You see, they're wearing like robes and stuff. It's so funny to me. Of course, you know me. Oh yeah, I like me a king. I like him. I like him only with a pip covering his dingle. Woo!
That's Bob's type of card, you know.
Such a great deck of cards, dude. Look at the queens, man. We're gonna get demonetized for this, but look at the queens, baby. Oh yeah.
We'd have to be monetized to get demonetized.
You know what the annoying thing about these queens though is that they always seem to stick to the rest of the deck. I'm not sure why that's happening though.
Ew.
So now when you do like the rising card, it's for a different meaning.
The rising dong.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's my favorite deck of cards right now. That one. It's funny. That one.
Scotty tried to name the gimmick. He's like, "Did I get it?"
Thumb tip. I'll give you guys another chance. I'll give you guys another quick glance at it. So it's this metal card here. That's all I'm going to say.
Scotty said, "Did the king have
knowing that
pip
that
nips?
thing is 5 years old? They're probably not going to get it. Magicians don't know things that aren't around for the last couple of years because no one uses the stuff."
That's
the
it.
file.
You know,
crap.
I also brought this to my gig when I did this gig for the real estate. I did this for people constantly. It was just in the deck, and I was doing it, and they loved it, man. They absolutely loved it. What a powerful opener! It's actually a great opener. You just whip it out, and they're like, "Wow!"
Yeah, I got it for TikToks, right? I thought that's a great attention getter, and now I'm thinking it'd be a great thing to have while I'm busking, while I'm like hanging around the table.
I used to use it while I was busking. Yeah.
Yep.
What is that deck called? The deck of cards that you just saw is called Undressed. If that's going to focus, there you go, Undressed. So that's the name of the deck of cards. It is a great deck, and it's got like a nice box design too. You can see it's a great deck. I don't know if it's still around anymore though. I think this was only a tempo deck.
I think Will's saying it was a Kickstarter. Only a few stores had them. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because I'd never seen them.
I don't think you can get them anymore. So. Yeah, I've got a few decks like that. I mean, anyone who knows me knows that I love collecting decks of cards. I just
Jason decided to send me 20 individual photos, one at a time on Messenger.
30. It was 30.
Just full on deck pics.
Right, it was 30 decks.
For like 20 minutes.
I'm glad we're not that close, Jason. I
was going to do it to you, but I know that you would have been sleeping, and then you would have lost your mind. But yeah, look at this. This is another deck that I had to show Josh too. This is This right here is the Widows, the Black Widows. This deck of cards, by the way, I mean, it's not my usual style, but I think this looks pretty cool. Look at this back design. It's going to focus for me. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that is nice.
It's freaking awesome, eh? And then the Ace of Spades is looking dope as. Woo!
Oh, look, a fellow receding brother. Don't feel bad. I'm 24 with a receding hairline, talking lots of finasteride. Yeah, you snort that finasteride as well, my bro. Nice. If you don't know, Connor, there's a Discord in our Discord, the Magic Guys. There's a channel designated to my hairline, which is amazing.
It's great. It's the best,
And-
best channel on there.
I didn't know that.
I recently put a post in there saying, "Look, I like to think that it's my scalp, my scalp line that's growing, not my hairline that's receding."
I always thought it was that your career was going too fast and your hair couldn't keep up.
That's right. I'm like, that's a good one too. Nice.
Thanks, bro. If you know me, you know that I work tirelessly to make new hairline jokes.
I love it. Justine, our
What a-
friend.
What a good friend.
from
Is
the
Manon
Philippines
song
is
here?
Yeah.
Older song now.
What's
There
up,
we go.
Justine?
Justine, what is going on? It's really good to hear from you.
Yeah. Now that is a
Just
beautiful.
so you
tuck
guys
case.
know, Justine is one of our OGs in this game. She's one of our original members, and she's been here since the beginning. So big love to Justine.
She puts up with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, she does. Justine, if you haven't noticed, we've got a new Magic guy now. His name is Doug Con. He's just started out in Magic, so we thought we'll
I don't
take him
even
under
know what
our
I'm
wing.
doing here. I'm really every week I'm here. I feel less comfortable.
What do you mean? You're like taking over the show. Pretty much soon this will be the Doug Con show.
That's ridiculous.
Josh and I will just be in for the ride, in for the clout.
Look, if I get that much pressure, I'm quitting.
Please.
So we better hold it down. Keep it an even keel, folks.
Bob
Please,
just said
Doug.
he just ordered an undressed deck. Of course he did.
It sounds like something you would do. Dude, what a great deck, right? It's so great.
Mm.
You know, like out of all these decks that I got though, there is one that is actually my favorite. If I can, I got like just a box of decks here now, but I'll try and grab it out real quick and show you and I showed it to Josh yesterday and he liked it.
Don't
And then
lie.
after that, I showed him my deck.
Wow.
Oh my God,
Last
there's too
week
many
it was the
decks.
7-Eleven deck. You probably rotate favorites, I'm assuming. You probably can't
Actually, I
love
do.
one of those. Is
Yeah,
it the
of course I
7-Eleven deck?
constantly
Is that the
change.
one you're pulling?
I think
Yeah.
whatever deck Jason's
So-
holding at the time, he just says is his favorite.
So this one here at the moment is my favorite. This one here is called the glider backs, and
Interesting.
it's just like the back design is just so like pleasant. I feel like, look at that. Like that's just a nice. And then when you fan it, like look at this. Like it's just a nice deck of cards.
Nice.
You know, it's like got
Gosh,
that
what
classic
cards
feel
do
to
you
it.
use? Do you have a preference, Mr. Norbito?
Me, I'm a bit of a
Some
I'm a bit
standard
of a-
bikes and whatever Jason gives him.
bitch when it comes to cards, yeah, because I'm just always using whatever. But I got these that are kind of cool. It's never going to focus. There we go. Some Black Tycoons
I've got a
from
deck of
Theory
those.
11.
Nice.
They're kind of fun. But look, when I'm performing, it's always bicycles. Unless I'm making a video, then I'll try to be modern and I'll use like some of the
Yeah,
first
I'm
that
the same
Jason
way.
gave me or whatever.
See, the way that I view playing cards is that fancy decks are made for making videos. So I think there's something to be said about keeping your videos fresh by like wearing different outfits. And I think for magicians, a fresh deck of cards is a similar fashion thing, right? Like it's
I would agree.
helpful
Makes
for an
sense.
audience to not see the same rider back every video that you post. It's good to see
point.
some variety, something
Good
different. It's just intriguing. But that's just me. I don't really know much. I'm not as popular as Doug, and obviously he knows more than I do. So
Well, it does, a lot. It depends on your audience too, right? So, well, if you have a more refined viewer, then they'll notice that more than the public.
yeah. Well, I took a deck of you know what I did do at this gig as well, which I haven't done in ages. Do you remember the Daniel Garcia and Wayne Houchin Ultra Gaff deck?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So there's a card in that is like a 10 of diamonds and a 6 of spades, both printed on the same card. So it's like they're just overlapping each other. And I used to do this routine with it where I would, I'll just say the method because whatever, I don't think anyone's going to care. But basically what I'd do is I would force a card on them. 6 of
That's
spades,
exposure.
10 of
I quit.
I would force a card on them, right, as their selection. I usually do a classic force because I just think it's the best way to do it. And then while they're looking at it, so I just get them to touch it and I'd take the card out and I would show it to one person. So I'd have a person on either side, right? And I'd say, "This is your card. Don't let him see it, because he doesn't deserve to see it. This is your card." I just sort of make a big deal about it, and then I would bring it down and do a top change for the other cards. So obviously, I force the 10 of diamonds, and then I top change for the 6, and I go, "Nah, I feel bad. I'll show it to you as well. Just remember that card." So now I've shown them both something different, but they think they've both seen the same card. Right. And then what ends up happening is I go, "Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these up, do all the stuff." And then I go, "For the first time, I'm going to find your card in an instant, but I need to know the name of it. So what card did you see?" And then one of them's like, "Oh, I saw this one." And then the other one's like, "Wait, I saw this." And I'm like, "You guys trying to gaslight me, or what's going on here?" Like, and it turns into this awkward thing. And then you produce that card, and then you get to do a visual split where you split it into the 2 original cards.
Nice. What a fun trick.
Nice.
It's a great trick. I love doing it. And the reason why I said that though is because that first deck that I gave you, Josh, with the melted card.
Mm-hmm.
That's the card that I was using instead of the Daniel Garcia one. I took a deck of firsts with me, and I was using those, and I was doing the routine with that, and it was killer, man. It was actually the routine that most people asked me to show others. Yeah.
There's a great marketed effect like that. I used it in my early years of street performing. It was a split deck that ends up with a mismade prediction like that. So,
I just had a thought, Doug. You're going to have to buy the undressed deck, and you're going to have to recreate your effect upgraded to call it Pip Nip. Yeah, buddy.
I'd like to see Flush Brush now, because you'd be mighty flushed with that deck.
Thrush Brush
man.
is what it'd be called.
Yeah. Blushed brush, yeah.
all right. Well, if you want to commission that painting, I'll be waiting for the deck to arrive in America. But
Chopped and
Yeah,
restored.
we're gonna Doug, you don't know this, but we're gonna get you put into this little, the logo at the base there. We've got you already in it. You're sitting there with the little hat and stuff, but you're not cartoon like us. You're not cartoon like us. So we're actually going to get you into. We're going to convert you to cartoon so that you're like us. So
that's
be
outstanding.
excited for that. You're going to be a piece of art. My wife's going to do it too.
That is cool. Did she do that logo?
You got to source it in house. No, that's a guy from America. Josh commissioned him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I look forward to it too.
Bob said the link for those cards he's put in the Discord for Doug.
Thank you, Bob.
So he can do Pip Nip. Awesome.
The trouble is when I look at spending money on Magic, am I going to buy cards or like this week I bought Sponge Bananas. That could have bought a deck, but I bought Sponge Bananas. I bought the new Ben Harris book, the last one with the origami stuff printed in there. I find that interesting. So am I going to buy that or am I going to buy decks? I'm not made of money yet.
Well, obviously you're going to buy undressed. I mean, don't be stupid, Doug. What do you think this is?
I thought I would talk to you.
Are you a professional or an idiot? Get yourself an undressed deck.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I give it in. You're right. I need that.
Compelling arguments, Jason.
This kind of Magic peer pressure is what kept me out of the big time for 30 years now. I don't need to be succumbing to this again. So I'm going to go back. I'm doing Sponge Bananas, and I'm doing origami all the way to the top, baby. That's my plan.
Dude,
nice.
This is actually there's this what is it? There was a quote. I think you posted it recently. Oh, that's it. There's this quote that I absolutely love, and I've heard of it before, but you reminded me of it. And it's that you should be so good that they just can't ignore you. Right?
Yes.
And I think that pretty much sums up your explosive growth right now. I feel like prior to now, like I'm sure you've always been a great magician and stuff like that, but I mean, your ability to make content probably wasn't all that great. But now you're so good that people can't ignore you, and the end result is that you gained 20,000 followers in the space of a week. Subscribers, right? Sorry, on YouTube.
That quote has lived in my brain since I've heard the quote from Steve Martin, one of the most iconic, comedians of my lifetime. What he accomplished. Let me tell you, if you haven't read his biography, or what I enjoyed was his audio book of him, Steve Martin, reading his biography.
Yeah,
Born Standing Up.
So good.
And
I've read it too.
It is so good. But when I put I almost think that quote's so important. I don't like to put it out there because I can't even assume that I'm even anywhere close to like that. But yeah, that lives in my brain all the time.
Our friend Jeremy Griffith updated it and said, "Be so good that the algorithm can't ignore you," which is also
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I think that I think that Doug is a living embodiment that like
I
think you're that good, man. I think that you're quite possibly one of the best magicians in the world right now in terms of
I certainly appreciate your kind words, and I feel that I feel you get a certain amount of wisdom if you stick with magic for as long as I have. And you'll see a lot of great magicians that enter their prime around the time I have, and I hope you're right. I hope that I am entering my peak, but I'm still going to try real hard. And let me mention this other Steve Martin quote that I posted right below the one that says, "Be so good they can't ignore you." The second quote, one of his, is, "Perseverance is a great substitute for talent." So fake it till you make it, right? If this is a goal of yours, just keep swimming, and maybe you'll get it right. So
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, I'm super chuffed for you, man. I'm super happy that you're blowing up. I think like if anyone deserves it, you do, because your stuff it's fucking good.
let me. I think maybe now that having the success I have beyond the magic community, where I focus so much of my energy for so many years, I felt it was just important to be entrenched in that, to fool magicians, to have them be impressed. And while I certainly love that part of my life, now that I have an audience that's a little broader than magicians, I'm able to widen my scope for material and presentations, and it just feels like kind of a weight's off my shoulders, but I can still have those same kind of interesting approaches that I had for all those years, just applying it to maybe a smarter form of layman, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Having an audience that likes magic, they've seen some magic, and now maybe I can bring some magic to the table that's a little bit above the cut they've seen. And maybe that's why I'm having the success I'm having,
Well, I think that your magic is well above the cut that most people have seen. I mean, a good example.
Certainly on YouTube Shorts, that's for sure. I mean, TikTok has got some good stuff happening, but Shorts is apparently dismal. And again, we've talked about this. I don't spend a lot of time on the platform looking at what's out there, but I'm hearing other people complain about what has been out there, and it's apparently pretty low.
I would say lately, since we've all, even though I'm not famous, I think all of us using our M50s for shorts and for TikToks and stuff has really upped the game, I think, compared to what anyone else is doing.
Yeah, definitely. I decided to start doing that for my TikToks too. If you guys have probably noticed, but yeah, I had just hit a point. There was something that I've always said. I've always said this. When people complain, they're like, "I'm shadow banned." I hate that. It's like a pet peeve of mine. It's literally like saying, here's an excuse as to why I don't need to improve, basically. Right. And then every time you see it, so like whenever I get like a little bit down about it, like my views are low, my immediate thing that I say in response is pretty much like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why is my content falling short? Am I just not putting the energy in? Is my quality just not good enough? Like, did I flash? Stuff like that. That's what I think in my head. I don't go, oh, the algorithm doesn't like me. Even with YouTube, I was like, I just need to keep making my content better so that I can push further beyond. And recently I posted a video, a coin vanish thing, and this guy commented on it and said, wow, this is really, like he said, it's an amazing tutorial. I can't believe you're not famous. Let me see if I can pull up exactly what I said to him in response. It was something along the lines of my time is coming. I just need to make sure that I keep getting better so I'm ready for it. Is basically what my response to that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is so true. Yeah. You need that backlog of content for people to watch once you're famous, like. But
it's not even the backlog. It's more that like every time I post the video, my edits get a little better. My content gets a little bit more direct. And over time I'm gonna eventually develop a following, and they're gonna expect a certain level of quality that I'm delivering, because that's just the experience that I've gained.
By the way,
I think one of the keys to success is to continue thinking that way always. Right?
Yes, I agree.
We're always improving.
And guys in the comments,
especially
guys in the comments, what did you think about Jace's sweet edit he recently put up yesterday? That was I could see the detail you put in there. I saw the extra.
Did you like it?
The skit, very nice. I think what
The
really did it
sharks
though,
bit.
because I saw that even Eric Leclerc said he loved it, and I can really nail it down to what made that video good, and it was the last word you said in the video, which was "see ya," and I was like, yes, I knew that was gonna help to make a video
That
awesome.
was a
and it
little
did.
homage to Josh's outro there.
Oh, I
Yeah.
fucking saw it, you little.
Yeah, I know.
devil,
I
you.
wanted to see if you'd noticed it. I don't know if you've also noticed. A lot of you probably haven't noticed, but you know the little titles that pop up. So it's like performance and all this sort of
Yeah.
stuff. There's hidden messages on every single one of those.
Where did you get those?
From story blocks.
Storybots.
But
All right.
there's hidden messages. So you know how it comes up and it's got that random text to the side that just looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Every single one of those random texts has hidden messages where I say stuff like I say something to Josh or something about Doug or something like to my audience or
Well,
every
you're
single
putting it
one.
in there
In every
You're
single
adding
video.
the messages.
yeah, I write them in myself.
Uh,
Every single video
Damn,
that
I
I've
gotta
done where
actually
you've
watch
seen
your
those
stuff now?
titles.
We are
Yeah.
gonna have to check it
Every
out.
single every single one where there's a title like that. Every video that I've done where there's a title like that, there's a hidden message in it.
Okay, it's kind of fun
Yeah.
to do stuff like that. Hey, and even if only you know it, it's like cool that
I've
you
had-
know that it's there.
I'm over
I think
here
only
proud
one
that
person
I
has
added-
noticed it because I put like one of the hidden messages once said like if you can read this, congratulations, you're damaging your eyes because you're too damn close. Back up. and then someone commented like, oh, I guess I'm hurting my eyes, and I was like, hey, he saw it. He saw it.
Nice.
But yeah, every
Nice,
single one.
nice.
There's one in there where I was like, Josh is gay.
I'm happy
Well, there's
that I
nothing
added
funny
a
about that.
sound effect into a transition. I added a whoosh sound today and was patting myself on the back.
Ooh, a whoosh.
Although, how good is it? How good is sound effects? Because I feel like sound effects add something to your video.
Look,
It's like
you've
that- it's like
inspired
that-
me for that for sure. Yeah, absolutely, you're right. And seeing yours is like, wow, that's a nice little touch. And so yeah. And hey, and on that note, I did that today. And while it's not much, I did it, and I have never done it before. So it's just
And it's
another
great,
step.
and that's how it
that we're
starts,
making.
dude. It's how it starts.
Yeah,
And over time, you're going to end up
parkour, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
baby. Yeah, over time, it's going to become something that becomes natural for you to add these sound effects in, have a whoosh
Yeah.
sequence. I make adjustment layers now in my videos. Adjustment layers are like so you can play with the blurring and stuff. So there's like scenes where you see it like blurs out and blurs back into the new scene, and that's an adjustment
Yes.
layer with a push.
Yeah.
It's like with a push transition and stuff, and
Right.
you know you do that, and then I put like glitch sounds to the when I have the titles pop up where it's like because you can see it like electricing in and stuff. Yeah,
I
do
did
all of
sounds
that.
for titles coming in today too. I have titles going, just
Yeah,
a
you're
little
like-
bit, but I'm getting there. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
right.
Stuff like that, yeah. And then I do the punch sounds at the start with the words where it's like in this video, you know, where I'm like, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to take a coin, disappear, and then I did like a ghost sound, you know,
Mm.
so that it made the vanish seem a bit more
It's a lot of
mystical.
work. It's a lot of work to do that. I hope everyone that's watching and has viewed these videos realize the insane amount of effort that goes into putting that detail into the. It's really a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is
yeah.
a lot of
Thank
work,
you.
but-
I've watched your work. Thank you on behalf of everyone who has.
Chris says
I find,
he's one of the people that squints to see your messages.
Hell yeah, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Now that
Yeah,
I know,
so-
I know.
Yeah. I do it all the time. I'm not sure what prompted me to start doing it, but I was like, I'll just do it for me for a bit of fun. You know, one of these days I'll be old and I'll look back at it and be like, fuck yeah.
You know what's on my
Yeah.
mind? You did a TikTok where you had like computer graphics. It was a pencil change to a pen. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you do that graphic? That was a long time ago.
Pencil change. Oh, you mean where I took a pencil and I shook it and it changed into a pen?
Yeah, but you had some computer graphics that I've never seen you use on a TikTok before, where it's like, zzz, you know. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Whatever. If you don't remember, you don't remember.
Did I put graphics on that?
If I'm forced to go through your
I think I
TikTok.
know. I think I know
I'm
what you're
going back
talking
months
about.
and months and months. I just remember that being one of the first videos of yours I saw that had some outstanding video element that I wasn't accustomed to seeing on the TikTok. It was as though you'd beamed in from the future or something, and you were using.
Where I like
Dude.
phased in. I'm like, Yeah.
I think that's what. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I do that a lot in my videos.
It's quite an easy edit to learn.
Yeah.
but it's super effective.
What it is you. So if you want to do it, Doug, if you want to like phase into your shot where you just appear, where I'm like, I appear.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way that you do it is you just get up out of your chair and then try not to move your chair. Have it just stationary.
Okay.
And
This is too much work. Forget it. Never mind. I'm not interested.
It's
anymore.
not that hard. Not that hard. I'll just tell it to you
I'm
now. 'Cause
kidding.
You might
No, what?
find yourself
Okay.
wanting to use
No, I
it.
get out of the chair. Then what?
It's so easy that
No,
even I use
you
it
just
in a
want to
video.
shut up, Josh. You just want to record the background.
I will talk
by
as much
itself.
as I need. No,
Right?
sorry, go on.
You just want to record the background by itself for like 5 seconds. And then you want to come back into the shot and you want to sit down without moving the chair. So the chair's still in the same spot as it was when you were just filming the background. And then you just want to have your pose of you appearing whichever way you want. Just hold it for like 5 seconds or whatever. And then in the edit, what you do is you put the two clips together. So the background with nothing and the background with you. And you just put it's called crossfade on
Okay. I have that.
Premiere,
Yeah, all
but
right.
it's like a fade tool. So that and then all it is just transitioning from one shot to the next, but it's you fading in for that shot.
That makes total
That's
sense.
literally
I can do that.
Yeah, it's like super easy to do, but then the end result, it's just something. Like there's one that I do where I suddenly disappear and my hat falls, where I'm like, oh.
I think I managed to use it in this one too. It'll happen in a second. Basically, exact same thing Jace is talking about.
But in
Just
reverse,
looks like you go, boop. Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to having furniture that can move in the scene.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Yeah, it's better with stuff that can move because then, like, when you're in the shot and you're moving around again, it makes it all seem a bit more. But it's good to disappear like that too. But yeah, I do stuff like that all the time. I like the one where I do the hat thing where I'm like, and then my hat just falls and I'm gone. Like, if you've ever seen that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I played a little bit. I did one transition I liked where I threw a card towards the camera and then I
did
caught
see
it
that.
on the other
Ooh.
side.
I was proud of you. You're like, oh, I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked that.
Thank you. I've been
Everybody,
wanting to do that for a while and just put my head to the grindstone. And
Do you know what my favorite thing about you doing that transition is? Is that when I first started editing, that was one of the first things I did as well, where I had hat. I had my hat and I threw it, and then I caught the hat from behind the wall, put it on, and walked back into the shot. And that was and I swear everyone that does editing or starts doing editing starts with that. That's the idea that they have where they're going to do the thing, and it's like this is the evolutionary process. So now that you've done that, and I'm sure you were pleased with it too. I'm sure you were like, hell yeah.
yeah, I was pretty happy with the way that turned out. Yeah.
Yeah, and now the next one that you're going to try, I'm willing to bet the next video I see of yours, you're going to phase in, and then you'll be like, heck yeah,
Start doing it for every video. Yeah.
And this is and people will notice it too. People will notice it and they'll comment. They'll be like, oh, the production quality's going up. Oh, Doug, that's cool. You did some cool. And you're going to feel it. You're going to be like, yes, people. They say that like when you make a YouTube video, Matthew Hillier, he's Logan Paul's editor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I sent you a link.
Right.
I sent you a link.
Yeah,
to
I
his
looked
stuff.
at his
You
stuff.
should
Yeah,
watch
I've looked
it.
at his things. Yeah, they're good.
He says that when he was doing Logan Paul's vlogs and stuff, he said that when the moment that it got really successful was when they started adding in all that extra details that would ordinarily be a bit time consuming. And they said because the audience can then tell that you're actually really putting effort in to the product. Right?
Yeah.
Mr. Beast said the same thing. He's like, even if it takes you a day to work on one 5-minute segment, people notice the time and effort.
Yeah. If it
That's
takes you
good-
2 hours
good
to make a
information.
10-second bit. Yeah. Yeah, and it's true. I think it's true as well.
You could even do something. You could even do something like, all right, here's the performance of it, and then you go, all right, now for the explanation, I need my explanation hat, and it changes color. You know, you could do little tiny things. Like your
it is the
hat.
little things that matter for sure. Like I don't know if you saw in that last video, I had the things moving with my hands, where I was like, I offer you a comprehensive tutorial, you give me a like and a share, and the things moved with my hands. That was that took a little while because I had to keyframe that the whole way through. So those things I have to like individually frame by frame keyframe it into existence, which was tedious to say the least. But the end result is something that's fun, right? Yeah. And then I had to like edit out the filler on that little clock there that was saying time to sell, because I wanted it to look like a game show kind of thing. And yeah, and then the end result is I think people enjoyed it. I think people will find that entertaining enough that in the first 30 seconds of the video, it's like literally like in this video, I'm going to teach you this thing. I do a magic trick. Then I do this little skit. This is all in like the space of like less than a minute. They get so much going on. It's like, and then they get the tutorial. So now they're getting the value as well. So it's just like, woo.
What should Jesse do with his green screen? He just got it.
I just put my green screen up, not sure what to do with it. Dude, just do like, man, the first time I got a green screen, Jesse, I don't know if you guys ever knew this, but the very first time I got it, I was sat there and I was like, you know what I'll do? I'll send Josh a random message via Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And I was literally like, sorry, Josh, can't hang out with you right now. I'm in space. And then a gunshot goes off and I run away. I was in outer space.
I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just start playing with your backgrounds, man. You can even add the three of us into your background. You know, just have fun.
We could
with
all be
it.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Elgato green screen. I don't really like the one that I've got at the moment. It's a bit trash. Do you want it, Josh? You want the one I've got?
I filled my wall with the green screen cloth and then never used it. It's in my cupboard now. So you ask me what you do with it, you fold it up and put it in the cupboard.
Yeah. I actually have a frame behind me that I'm not using. It at the moment it has my LEDs on it, but I am gonna get a sheet of green screen, a big one, so that I can start doing some After Effects.
I think if I had another space, if I had an extra wall where I could just have it up, but yeah, it was just too cumbersome to deal with where I'm at.
Yeah. They are space. They take a lot of space, and it's also extra work in your edit. Blah blah blah. You have to light them right.
Yeah, like
anyway.
it's cool, but you really got to have a use for it.
It's not a gimme.
That's it.
I like it. I've done random things where like I was like, hey guys, I'm in the middle of France right now in the Pythagoras tutorial. I'd use the green screen and I was like, hey guys, I'm just in France right now. And it's a green screen, but you know what, a great use of green screen I've seen is that guy that is making it look like he's been on America's Got Talent. You seen that one doing magic? There's two people. One guy makes them as if he's been on Fool Us. And then the other guy is doing it. And it's so lame, but he's cut in, really good reactions. He's actually standing on the stage. It's funny stuff.
It's totally obvious that he's cut himself in.
It's totally trolling. It's totally trolling, but it's done really well. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. They play like a dumb song with like the blow piano thing. Is that the one?
Yeah, and like he does this, and then you see Teller go. Great. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff that you can do. I mean, I've said it before, and I think that video editing and magic goes hand in hand. Making videos and magic. I think that one skill, like people always say, what was it? I remember I used to have this mentality as well, where you see like magicians on the internet, you're like, they're just camera jockeys or whatever. Like they can't do real magic and stuff. But then you realize, like, this is spoken from a place of ignorance. In my opinion, and I used to think like this too. I used to be like, he just makes videos. He's not like, I'm sure if he was out here on the street trying to do a show, he'd look like an idiot, but maybe he'd actually have a better chance than I would have back then because of the fact that he was so, when you can entertain a camera, these things are intimidating. They don't blink.
It is extremely challenging to do good magic for a camera. Extremely challenging.
Jack Rhodes is
doubly so when you put yourself in front of prepubescent social media-ites. It's like
prepubescent, unfiltered, opinionated teens. You got to have some pretty thick skin. Maybe this is why, as buskers, we've endured Mr. Maher. Because it's the same metal, I think, that goes into exactly. But it's still like.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up there. We can have a quick chat off air, but I think we've gone for over an hour, which is amazing. It's good to be live again.
That last comment, someone mentioned Jack Rhodes, and I was looking him up. Is he the young guy killing it on?
He's the guy that's doing the dubbing himself on Penn and Teller.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, it's just worth a watch for editing sake, but you'll get the gist of it.
About it.
Jason, we're going to fight off here. All right.
Good stuff. I was curious. It looks like he has some viewers, so I don't know.
He does. Yeah, he's blown up from doing that specifically.
All right. Well, there you go.
And then some people in the comments are even saying, is this edited? Like they're believing it because it's so well done. Guys,
no, I like it.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. the live episode again. We'll see you next week we'll be live again next week. So this is going to be great to see you
It'll
all
be
again.
Tuesday for us and Monday for Doug, right?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, and then that'll be
Sounds right to me.
probably my last one before I fly off to the Neon City. So I'm gonna have a week off there.
Coming
near
back a
future, but
married, coming back a married man.
Yes, indeed.
Hell
That's
yeah,
happening.
That's so good, man.
He's saying you choose to get married over hanging out with us. Wow, I'm shocked and appalled
And
at you.
hanging out with
I'm
Chris
not saying
Tanner.
I chose that. I'm just saying I might have gotten some ulterior, some what do they call those?
Sex.
Doesn't matter. I have things to be concerned about outside. Yes, something like
Gotcha.
that. No, I love my woman, and we're going to be happy forever. This is part of it. So yes.
And you deserve that. And you
Love it.
deserve
Thank
that.
you.
Anyway,
I think
guys,
you're right.
that's it. That's it for the podcast. Let's wrap it up here.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.